Ryan's Patriots got a great victory in Week 10 over the Chicago Bears, and now they get to host the Los Angeles Rams, who are coming off a tough loss on Monday Night Football. My name's Tyler, here with my brother Ryan, and we're going to break down this Week 11 matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and New England Patriots. But before I get into that, we do have a goal of getting to 100 new subscribers for the Week 11 videos we have going out. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave a like and a comment. Let us know who you think will win this game and why. So, Ryan, your Patriots pulled off a great victory in Chicago. It's always good. You can tell it's a dominant victory when the other team and a lot of the national media is starting to question firing the coach from that team. You know it's a pretty dominant win, and the team played well, especially to your Patriots team, who clear shift obviously from Drake May to Jacoby Brissett. I think Jacoby Brissett shielded Drake May enough to where the season some players maybe can be fatigued, and also I think give Drake May time to learn the game speed and whatnot, because team is absolutely different with him in the offense or leading the offense. They're going to be going up against the Los Angeles Rams, who they're getting healthier, yes, but I think tonight though was also a good showing of just it still takes time to get some of the rust. I think off of players that are coming back. There's some offensive linemen who are coming back that are getting healthier, which is good in the long run. Halfway through the season, even though they're 4-5, still the Rams can absolutely go and make a wild card spot, maybe do something similar to what they did last year. But want to throw it over to you as a Patriots fan. What do you think of the Patriots this past week, and what do you think they have to do to come up with a victory in Week 11 against the Rams?
Yeah, so I want to talk about just the Patriots as a whole for a second, and just for this team to have taken some of the losses and like just some of the batterings that they took early on in the season to come back and still be responsive to coaching and stuff, I think says a lot about the character that they have in that locker room with some of the veterans. Um, I I was really impressed because not only did I feel like the Patriots won, like they won a game, which for a team in this state, I think is just a big deal in and of itself that they actually won a game. They dominated the Bears. They had 9 sacks. They really couldn't move the ball at all. The secondary looked good. They played complementary football really well. In like actually looking at it, one of like I say low points with air quotes. One of like the lower points of this game was actually Drake May's play. And even with that, I still feel encouraged because he came out, he threw a really bad interception early on in the game, bounced back, and in the second quarter had a few really good drives to, one, put a touchdown on the board, and then 2, put 3 more points on the board right before halftime. And that's all while playing in like a wind tunnel. It was so windy there that game. And so I just think it was a really good all-around performance. I'm not trying to be too overexcited saying like the Patriots are back and whatnot, because they're definitely not. I want them to build on this and take some of this energy from this win into this week, because I feel like the recipe for beating the Rams is if you get after Matthew Stafford, sack him a few times, make him uncomfortable. Uh, I I like the matchups with the receivers in our corners. I think Christian Gonzalez is having a really good sophomore season here with the Patriots. Uh, uh, Not Marco Wilson. Marcus Jones. He's been a pretty good slot corner. You have Jonathan Jones, who's been playing a lot of safety, a lot of corner, kind of wherever. Marco Wilson has been another good complementary piece as well. So like they have a lot of good pieces on the back end of the secondary. I think that they can start to take some risks up front against a weaker Rams offensive line to potentially get after an older Matthew Stafford, make him uncomfortable early. And speaking on that being said, Matthew Stafford has made a living burning teams that blitz him for years. This is a really good receiving room in Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. Demarcus Robinson is having a really good season as well. Tutu Atwell, while not the consistent possession threat, is still able to burn you every now and then when he's on the field as well. And they have a couple good tight ends there too. So like not to totally undermine it, I just think the Patriots could potentially match up well against the Rams in this matchup.
Well, and that's to me the thing that I am looking at most is the defensive line that plays better. I think is going to win this matchup here because I think both offensive lines are pretty vulnerable, and we saw that against tonight against the Miami versus Rams game. And so now they do have Calais Campbell, they have Jalen Phillips, yes, and so the Patriots still just don't have that. But I think there's still vulnerabilities on this Rams offensive line. But the same thing though can be said for your Patriots offensive line, because I was also pretty impressed by the pressure that the Rams front seven was able to do. They've been playing decently well. They're struggling in the secondary, this Rams defense. But I think their front seven has been playing pretty well with Colby Turner, Byron Young, and then Jared Verse. That was the name I was trying to get to. I knew they have a stud young edge rusher, and so they struggle in the secondary. But that's where I think you guys just don't have those receiver weapons that yet. But Drake May can elevate that play just with his overall effectiveness and throwing the ball down the field and his dynamicness.
So like the Patriots weapons I have a love-hate relationship with at the moment, because Kayshon Boutte and Demario Douglas I feel like are good like 2 and 3 receivers, and if they had a number one, then like those would be fantastic options in my opinion. They don't have that number one, so those guys are thrusted into more of a spotlight role than I think that they're really ready for. So and that to me I think is just kind of, you're on a rebuilding team. I like T. Higgins is available this offseason. I would love for them to go out and potentially snag him and kind of push everybody down a spot on that depth chart there. But right now that is what it is. And yeah, I agree. They don't have wide receivers that can consistently win in those scenarios. But Kayshon Boutte specifically, I think you look at how much he's been targeted in end of half scenarios. He's done really well this season, especially considering like he had very few catches last year.
Yeah. Well, and that's especially too with him specifically. We all saw his talent down in LSU, but it was just there's a reason why he fell. I think the Patriots got a good guy that they can just go and develop. We want to see him keep getting those opportunities and capitalizing on them. And so I think when it comes to this game, Ryan, we'll say as a Patriots fan, it's been very positive talking about the Patriots here. Want to throw it over to you. Are you going with your team, or do you think they're going to have a tough matchup against the road team here?
I think they have a tough matchup here. It is hard when you're this young, inexperienced team going up against not just an experienced quarterback, but also like one of the most savvy head coaches in the NFL, in Sean McVay. And so I feel like it's a tough matchup. Can they beat this team? I definitely think they can. This is a winnable game, especially with how the Rams have been playing this so far this year. I just don't think I'm going to pick them to come out ahead in this one. I could change my mind depending on like how I feel throughout the week, but all in all, I just feel like the Rams are going to be the slightly better team in this matchup.
The thing that I keep going back and forth is like, how much do I trust your guys' secondary? Because like Christian Gonzalez can have a great matchup versus Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp on that play, but then just with that Sean McVay motion offense, there's going to be so many other guys that they have to look out for. And I look at the New England Patriots defense as a whole, and the 19th overall in total yards allowed, 16th in passing yards, 23rd in rushing yards allowed. And luckily, the Rams haven't been able to run the ball that well, but Kyron Williams is still one of the better backs in the league. He has a lot of different ways that he can burn you guys.
The rushing defense has been a little bit better the last few weeks, I will say.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. And so I will say I'm also going to go with the Rams in this one, but this could be a game though. I have to kind of see what the starting lineup looks like. I think for the what's that? Look at the right one there. Actually,
who's on it?
Yeah, no. Sorry, I'm looking at this here. I want to make sure I got this right. Oh, I got to test that. Okay, but. I am going to go with the Los Angeles Rams in this game as well. I just think, especially coming back, they are getting a little bit healthier in general. So I think it's kind of at this midway point in the season where the veteran status, Matt Stafford, I think he's going to get things fixed on this offensive side of the ball. Sean McVay as well. They've been here before. I think this is going to be one of those games that I think it's going to be a good game, but the Rams are going to pull out in the end.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sticking with the Rams also. But one thing that I'm now thinking about, the Rams just had a really tough game against the Dolphins on Monday Night Football. It is a shorter week, and they have to travel across the country. Like those are two other factors that I think could come into play here, just in a potential in a potential Patriots win. So
That's fair.
let's go ahead. We'll wrap this one up here. We are both taking the Los Angeles Rams in this matchup. But if you have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It is the best way to help out the channel. While you're down there, go ahead and leave a comment on who you think is going to come out ahead. Will it be the Los Angeles Rams? Will it be the New England Patriots? And on that, we'll see you guys next time.